Hello friends, welcome again to my YouTube channel where I share some great ideas. Well, different ideas anyway. My great idea today is my granddaughter liked these mushrooms that I made before, and she wanted, and it's her birthday today, so anyway, I'm going to make her one. And and I come up with this idea just a few days ago. She liked those lovebirds that I made as well, the second video I've done this spring. And I'm going to give her those lovebirds, and she'll have a link to the video that I'm making them on, so she can show her friends, there's Grandpa making these things. Anyway, I don't know if she'll be thrilled about that, but then I thought, well, why don't I do the same with the mushrooms? So I'm going to make her a mushroom today and demonstrate how it is. It's not anything fantastic, but it'll be a short video for a change. All my videos are too long, but anyway, these are what we call pine mushrooms, okay? Pine mushrooms. In the Pacific Northwest where I live here, one of the, sort of like an industry every fall, people go out into the bush and pick pine mushrooms and bring them in and sell them. At one time they could get up to $100 a pound for them, but because of competition and various other issues with buyers and stuff, monopolizing and stuff, they've dropped the price way down, but people still make a reasonable money, let's put it that way, instead of fantastic money. So I've gone out a couple times, but you got to go way out in the bush and you got to tramp through stuff, and if you're not really acquainted where they are, and people that pick them, they know exactly where to go, and they pick the buttons, because the buttons is what gives you the price. Once they're up and out of the soil like this, well, they're not worth near as much. These buttons, these pine mushrooms go to Japan. It's a delicacy there, and they pay mega money for these things anyway. So, but the people that pick them, they know where and they feel little bumps in the moss, and then they pick the mushroom underneath there and they cover the hole up. So you could walk through a mushroom patch and not even know you're there. It takes experience and time and knowing where to go, etc. But anyway, so I'm going to take, had a pine tree out in front of the house here that I cut down, and these are pine branches, so I'm going to make a pine mushroom out of a piece of pine. And anyway, so, and the branches are extremely hard wood and very fine grain, and they cut just about like plastic, and like these don't even have a finish on these here. They're smooth and nice, no finish at all. I just polish them and that's about it. So anyway, we might as well get started on this. Since almost everybody knows what a wood lathe is and have used it, they know I'm going to have to mount this between centers first, and then lay the end down to fit into a 4-jaw chuck, and I'll go ahead and do that. And I'll just mention again the center bit that I use. They're used for locating centers when you're on metal lathe, and they're fantastic for wood lathe work too, or anything that holds that live center that you have. This angle here matches the angle on that, and then this little tip makes it go a little deeper so it doesn't bottom out in there. So it's just a matter of finding the center, and away you go. And you have a little hole there. Anyway, I'll go ahead and get this prepared, and we'll be back, and I'll probably just lathe it out on the lathe so you can see how it's done. Okay, this is step one, I guess you'd call it. Mounted between centers, turn this down to fit chuck. I'm going to use this chuck has got quite long jaws on it here. Any of those chucks will work fantastic. And I use this tool that I made when from that last project that I did, where I showed you turning the piece down to fit into that chuck. It just happens to be the same size, and stuck that on there because I wanted a little bigger than that for that chuck. So I just set that on. That was a quick check there too, so maybe that's an idea too. Okay, here's one that I made before. I kind of make them dome shape, whatever comes out. You can make a copy of any mushroom. I don't exactly say this one looks like a pine mushroom completely. They're domed, pine mushrooms are. And yeah, so I'm going to start, I think, and start from the top. I'll have to lay this whole top off because of the center there that I drilled. So let's just give it a shot here. Now that I'm just going to check my tightness and take a look at it there. It looks like it's coming out nice and smooth. So I'll check tightness and lathe a little more. Okay, I've done a little bit more shaping on this, and I've changed the tool rest so I can come around here a little smoother. Because this limb is not perfectly round, and has and a lot of limbs have a bend to them, so it gets a little bit off center. So what I'm doing here is I'm making a little reverse curve right in here, and that brings this edge down farther, so you have a more uniform lip all the way around. So I'm just going to take one more cut, and that's about it. Okay, and that got rid of that little point from the center drill there too. So it's got a nice grain to it there. This side you can see the rings, and this side it's kind of spalted with the tension of the limb. Anyway, it just needs a little bit of sanding here, and that part will be done. Now I'm going to switch back to the bottom here. So we'll use a parting tool, and I'll just set it up here. To about where we want the rim. The bark on this is not going to stay on very good because it's sat out under the snow for a number of years. Okay, so somewhere about there. You have to widen the groove out a little bit. Okay, so that'll be our top part of the mushroom. And I believe I've got enough room to go in here with a parting tool. Let's take a little bit off the bottom too. Now I've got enough room for the parting tool to cut that off. So now we're just going to start removing wood in there. So, it's taking a little bit of wood out of there, and I'll just continue here, working towards the base. This is fairly wide here, so I'm going to come in at a little steeper angle. And there we have a pine mushroom made out of a pine branch. Okay, so now I'll just do a little touch up and a little finish up. Pine mushrooms have quite a thick stem in here, so that can be left fairly thick. In fact, that gives a lot of weight to the mushroom when you're buying them. You want a nice, heavy, thick stem. And the top can't have, the veil that comes underneath here to be a button can't be broken. And that's what they get the big bucks for. Anyway, I'll just clean it up a little bit and then start standing. Okay, now it's just a matter of sanding. I just want to remind people again about this great idea, my bucket collection for the dust there, hooked to the dust collector through a 4-inch hose. It captures almost all the dust. It just circulates around there and makes a tornado, and away it goes down the thing there. So I'll just give it a little shot here. First of all, we have to turn it on. I'll just continue for up to 320, I guess. We'll work it. Well, I think I got it sanded to satisfaction there, and now we have to cut this off. Well, get my butcher knife out. And it'll work just fine. I like this a little better than the regular parting tools for this job. So it just shaped the end a little bit different and cut the blade off here. Okay, I don't want to go so far that it falls off. It's quite loose there, so I'll just take a saw here and cut it off. Okay, and there's a pine mushroom, a genuine pine mushroom. Okay, there's one more step I'm going to do here on this, and we'll call it a day. I'm going to sand the bottom here too, but I'll just do that. Okay, the last step, we want to get a nice smooth surface. So I usually, small projects like this and bowls and all kinds of things, I buff them and just use a cloth wheel that's designed for that. And then you use a compound called Tripoli and for their brazing. It's just a matter of buffing. And before you know it, you have just a slick, smooth surface. Anyway, I'll finish this up and then we'll have our parting words. And that's all there is to make a pine mushroom. And just like the natural ones, people go out and pick them, make money on them. And they actually sell fairly well because people just like the feel of them and that, and the small decoration. You can sell them quite inexpensively. So no matter where you are, you can still make money with pine mushrooms. You might have to make a walnut one though instead of a pine one. Anyway, here's the final product there. It's nice and smooth and shiny. Kind of think I'm going to put a finish, put a finish on here. The finish that I use usually is tung oil. So anyway, we'll put a little natural finish on it and wipe on finish. It's very easy to use. So that's it, making pine mushrooms. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you'll make a few. There's very quick and easy to make. I was kind of awkward doing it here, trying to do a video. But anyway, thanks for watching and subscribe. And this kind of concludes my videos here for the next quite a while. As far as I know, I've got that motorcycle to fix and I've got motorcycles to ride and gardens to do, etc., etc. So there'll be a little blank here till I get another video up there. So thanks for watching again. Bye.